My name is Jitendra Kumar, and I serve as Principal Security Cloud Solution Architect with Microsoft. Each week, I bring you the latest security insights, helping you stay ahead in a constantly evolving landscape. This week, I'm excited to share new developments and critical updates that will keep your cloud environments secure and resilient. Let's dive straight in and begin with our first security update for this week.
Let's start by discussing the first security update this week related to Microsoft Entra ID. Microsoft is retiring the option for organizations to use custom voice greetings during phone call-based multi-factor authentication. Until now, some companies recorded their own messages for MFA calls. Going forward, Microsoft will remove this option, and every MFA phone call will only use Microsoft's standard recorded greeting. So, when will this happen? This change is scheduled for February 2026. After that date, custom voice greetings will no longer function. All MFA voice calls will switch to Microsoft's default recording automatically. What does this mean for your organization? After February 2026, MFA voice calls will still operate as usual. The only difference is the voice message itself. Any custom or branded messages you've used will be removed, and the default Microsoft message will play instead. The underlying security process remains unchanged. Now, what do customers need to do to prepare? For most organizations, there's nothing required. However, if you currently use phone call MFA and have custom voice greetings configured, it's important to inform your users. Let them know the greeting will sound different after the transition. No technical configuration changes are needed unless your operations rely heavily on custom greetings for recognition or comfort. How will customers be impacted? For most, the impact is minimal. Calls still work and security doesn't change. Only the wording in the message will be different. For some, especially if users are accustomed to hearing their organization's voice, the new greeting may feel less personal. In summary, consider this simple explanation for your team. Earlier, when you received an MFA phone call, you might hear a custom message recorded by your organization. After February 2026, that message will be replaced with Microsoft's standard MFA voice message. The security stays the same, only the greeting changes. This update is designed to ensure consistency across Microsoft Entra ID. The transition is straightforward. While the change may be noticeable, it will not affect reliability or security. If you prepare your users and set expectations, the update should be seamless. Let's start discussing the second security update for this week. Microsoft is announcing an important change that affects how organizations protect access to their applications. The old conditional access control called Require Approved Client App in Microsoft Entra ID is being retired. This control helped ensure your users only access company resources through approved or managed applications. Now, Microsoft is introducing a modern replacement, Require Application Protection Policy. This new control offers the same level of security and more. It aligns seamlessly with Intune and modern app protection, giving you a better and more consistent way to protect your corporate data. So, when is this happening? Microsoft will retire the old control in June 2026. After that date, Require Approved Client App will stop working. Even if you see it in your policy settings, it won't actually enforce any security. In simple terms, your intended protection will disappear unless you act. What do you need to do? If your conditional access policies still use Require Approved Client App, you must update them. Replace the old control with Require Application Protection Policy. This transition is vital. The benefits of updating are clear. You maintain strong protection, improve security, and avoid any impact on end users. If policies are updated in time, users will not notice any disruptions. All work happens behind the scenes, keeping your security posture strong. But what if you do nothing? If these changes are ignored, your conditional access policies will fail to block unauthorized access. Users may reach company applications without the intended security safeguards. That creates a real security gap. In summary, Microsoft is retiring the old conditional access control in June 2026. To maintain your security enforcement, update your policies from Require Approved Client App to Require Application Protection Policy. This simple step is critical to protect your environment and meet modern security standards. Let's start discussing the third security update for this week. First, let's understand a foundational concept. What is source of authority, or SOA? Source of authority simply means, where is your user account managed and controlled? In other words, who is the boss of a user account? Where do changes like password updates or enabling and disabling accounts actually come from? For example, if on-premises Active Directory manages the user, then Active Directory is the source of authority. If Microsoft Entra ID in the cloud controls the user, Entra ID is the SOA. Now, onto the new feature in Entra ID, the ability to convert a user's source of authority to the cloud. Why does this matter? Today, many organizations create users in their on-prem Active Directory and sync them to Microsoft Entra ID. In this arrangement, Active Directory remains in control. Entra ID just gets a... With this new capability, you can move the source of authority from on-premises AD to the cloud without deleting or recreating user accounts. That means a seamless transition. So, what actually changes? After converting SOA to the cloud, those users stop syncing from on-prem AD. They become cloud-managed, with Microsoft Entra ID as the new boss. Passwords, attributes, and lifecycles are fully managed in Entra ID. There's no longer any dependency on your local AD for those. But some things stay the same. User identities remain unchanged. No need to recreate accounts. And as long as you plan carefully, users experience no sign-in disruption. Apps and access work as before. When is this available? General availability is targeted for January 2026. What do you need to do? This feature is optional. If you choose to use it, review Microsoft's Road to Cloud guidance. Make sure your prerequisites are met. Select which users to move to the cloud and convert them gradually. If you do nothing, your current setup continues with no impact. The main benefit, you reduce dependency on on-prem AD and make a faster, smoother move to a cloud-only identity future. Embrace modern identity management with confidence and clarity.
Let's start discussing the fourth security update for this week. What is this change all about? This update delivers better visibility and monitoring whenever a service principal is created in Microsoft Entra ID. A service principal is an identity used by applications or services. The non-human accounts apps leverage to access resources or automate processes. Previously, audit logs often left security teams guessing about the specifics of service principal creation. Now, Microsoft is introducing enhanced details to Entra ID audit logs, providing a clearer narrative. Why was a service principal created? Who or what created it? Which app or subscription triggered the creation? This means customers will be able to spot unexpected or risky app creations faster and respond with more confidence. Let's break down what's new. There are 3 key additions to audit logs. First, service principal provisioning type shows exactly how a service principal was created, whether manually, through automation, or via a marketplace app. Second, subscribed SKUs reveals which licenses or subscriptions led to the creation of the service principal, giving context about why it was needed. And third, App Owner Organization ID tells you which tenant or organization owns the app, connecting the dots for security teams. In simple terms, you'll get the full story, not just the headline that something was created. General availability is set for January 2026. The rollout is automatic. No action or opt-in is required to start receiving these enhanced logs. For most, nothing needs to change right now. However, it's recommended to review your existing alerting and monitoring rules. Update those rules to take advantage of these new audit log details. If you use Microsoft Sentinel or another CM solution, these additional fields make your alerts far more meaningful and actionable. The result is positive: better security visibility, faster investigation into suspicious app activity, and clearer answers to crucial questions like, why was this app created? It's a security upgrade. No user disruptions, no breaking configurations, and no changes to how applications authenticate. To sum up, this update empowers your security team with clearer, richer audit logs. It's about turning uncertainty into action and helping you protect your environment more effectively every day.
Let's start discussing the last security update for this week. What does this change address? Microsoft is improving how Entra conditional access policies set to all resources, but with specific exclusions are enforced. In the past, if you configured a policy to protect all resources, excluded a few, and expected consistent behavior, you might have encountered unexpected gaps, especially when applications asked for high-privilege permissions. Simply put, the problem was that policies created to secure all resources, with some intentionally excluded apps or graph permissions, could be bypassed. The enforcement logic wasn't always tight enough. As a result, some privileged actions or applications weren't being properly protected. So, what is changing now? Microsoft is tightening enforcement. With this update, conditional access policies targeting all resources will actually cover everything except your explicit exclusions, just as you intended. The enforcement is now consistent and predictable. If you specify protection for all resources, that's precisely what will happen. No surprises, no silent gaps. When will these improvements roll out? General availability is slated for March 2026. There's nothing you need to rush. Plenty of time to prepare and review. Here's what customers need to know. For most, no action is needed. Your existing policies will automatically start enforcing correctly when the update takes effect. However, best practice is to review your conditional access policies. Double-check that any exclusions remain relevant, and notify users if you anticipate changes to their sign-in experience. How will this impact your organization? Expect stronger security, consistent enforcement, and greater confidence that policies behave exactly as intended. Some users may now see multi-factor authentication prompts more consistently, and a few applications might be blocked where they previously weren't. This is expected, and it means your security posture is being strengthened. In summary, Microsoft is closing enforcement gaps, delivering clearer and more reliable conditional access. Take a few moments to review your policies, inform your users if needed, and look forward to enhanced protection across your environment.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this week's Microsoft Security Weekly Update. Your attention and curiosity mean a lot, and it's clear you care about staying ahead with the latest security features and updates. Every week, I am grateful for the opportunity to connect with you, sharing insights that help us all become stronger, more informed, and more secure. This journey isn't just about technology. It's about building trust and growing together, one update at a time. I look forward to our next session. Until then, keep asking questions, keep learning, and know that you're making a real difference by staying engaged. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next update. Your trusted security advisor, Jeet.